All right, Aquaterra Fuego. Let's get started with Tribal Council. We'll now bring in the members of our jury. We have Lachey, Juan, Aliana, Isaiah, Jess, and Brandon vote out the last Tribal Council. I'm sure you can hear that. Mother Nature is once again making her presence known. Allison,
Yeah.
congrats on winning the individual immunity challenge. You had a big excitement for that. It seemed like you were surprised that you would win. Have you surprised yourself, not only being able to win this challenge, but just your performance in challenges in general?
I felt pretty confident in myself along the way. I've surprised myself in lasting as long in certain aspects. I never expected to hold my arms up with a little rod for over an hour. That was pretty cool. Um, but this particular win, I was very unexpected because I don't throw things. So I went into it automatically assuming I was going to lose. And my plan was to take it slow and just see how far I could go. And I guess that was the route to win.
Rob, close second in that challenge, just lost to Allison by this much. You also did walk away with some votes the last tribal council. So what did you do in the scramble period this time to make sure you're not going to get more?
Yeah, I mean the end game is here basically, and I think everyone's trying to figure out um, you know, who do they want to sit with at the end, and how can they get there, and so I just tried to solidify the trust that I built with people, and um, yeah, and to do that going forward.
Geraldine, I couldn't help but notice you shook your head a little bit there.
Oh, yeah.
Where is that coming from with
Every
Ron?
single person here is voting for me.
Hmm.
Despite the fact that they've left me out of votes, they still say they want to work with me. So, like, that's fine. I don't know how it helps your game not to take the one person here who hasn't won a single fucking thing to the end, but that's your choice, I guess.
And you've been directly told you're getting votes, or is this just a gut feeling?
I mean, I'm not deaf.
Fair. Chad, Geraldine lays it on the table pretty clear there. She thinks that she's going to be the one getting votes tonight. Did you at least hear her name come up in the scramble?
Yeah, of course. The only name I didn't hear come up in the scramble was Allison's, for obvious reasons. I heard my name come up, just like it did before, and the time before that, and the time before that. So I never feel safe when I come in here unless I'm wearing a necklace, and I think the same is true of everybody else.
Nina, at this point in the game, like Rob said, we're in the end game. So, although this is a vote for Final Five, how much of a factor is that this vote could play into the next vote? You know, we have to worry about the next vote after that. So, is this a vote just for right here at Final Five, or do you think it's going to be a vote for the future as well?
The first vote, the very first vote out, was a vote for the next vote out. I mean, you have to constantly be thinking of the future the second the game starts.
Allison, I know we've talked about fluidity in this game. You know, sometimes people work with these people, sometimes they work with others, but one aspect that I think it's overlooked a little bit is the fact that it's a very emotional experience. Emotions are raw. You're surviving out here, you're having to rely on people. So how much does the emotional aspect of the game weigh in on the vote for you?
A good amount. I have made connections with these people and am truly looking at every vote out as what's best for my game. So in the moment, I am able to put those emotions aside because this is the job I came here to do. And I will let it all out afterwards.
Rob, everybody's looking out for themselves at this point, and whether you voted with them a lot, maybe you voted with them very little, I'm sure you all have some sort of relationship, either social or strategic, with each other. So does it worry you that at any moment those bonds or loyalties could be dropped as people look out for their own interests.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm, worried that people will. Sorry, tell me the question again.
It's okay. Does it concern you that at any point, maybe you feel like you had something good with somebody, or you feel like there's trust there, but they could drop you at a moment's notice to look out for themselves?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I am trusting, the people that I've said that I would trust, and I think that we all are, at enough of a threat level that I feel good going forward with them.
Chad, Rob brings up an interesting point. He sees everyone at almost at an equal level in some aspects. So do you see people, either whether it be in challenges, whether it be in strategy, maybe jury management, do you see anybody here? I'm not asking for names, but do you see instances of people trying to pull themselves ahead of the pack to maybe give themselves a better chance at the end?
Yeah, I think so. I think Nina said, or Rob said, this is the end game. Like, we're here. So we have to consider everything, from who we're talking to, how we present ourselves, who we're sending over to the jury. We all know it's going to be, as we would say in Anata, a bold and spicy jury. There's going to be feet to the fire when that time comes. And it's only going to continue as anybody sitting here ends up over there. So I do think there's jockeying for position to, try to position yourself for the ultimate end game and to face the jury.
Geraldine, the frustration on your face has not left since we've sat down here. And a second ago, you said that you think it's a bad move, actually, to vote you out. Why do you think that would be a mistake?
I think you're going to have a lot easier time swaying the jury sitting next to me than any other person up here. Every single person up here has won an immunity, some of them multiple, and a lot of them have other things on their resume. Whereas, I've been here trying to get to know people. I've been working with people. I've been as loyal as I can be. And somehow that seems to continue to go unnoticed. So.
And if this was the end of the line here for you, what's this experience been about for you, Geraldine?
I think I've been pretty open about my experience so far, and with my anxiety and helping kind of rein that in, I've met a lot of great people here. I've had a lot of personal growth, so I came out here to have fun. I didn't have any expectations of making it this far, so I'm really proud of myself regardless.
Well, we're getting down to the end. It's intense. You're all fighting as hard as you can. Fortunately, somebody's journey is going to end here. It is time to vote. I would like to ask if anybody has anything else they want to say, address the group or someone specifically. This could be the last chance you have to do so. All right. Talking time is done. We're going to get to the vote shortly. I'll let them get to the booth.
Stay consistent. All right. Once the votes are read, the decision is final. Person voted out will be asked of the tribal council area immediately. I'll read the votes. First vote. Geraldine. Rob. One vote Rob, one vote Geraldine. Geraldine. Two votes Geraldine, one vote Rob. Next person vote out surviving real quick. Geraldine. Next member of our jury.
Hold on.
Geraldine. Rob spoken. You go.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Something I didn't. Oh, sorry. I don't know why I'm getting emotional, but something I didn't tell any of you guys coming out here is that I was the alternate. I've only had 2 to 3 weeks to prepare for this, but I really appreciate meeting all of you. I really appreciate the experience I've had here with you guys, and you're gonna have to work a hell of a lot harder to earn my vote now. So, she's the worst.
All right, Geraldine, you just got voted out of the game. What's your reaction here?
Man, this sucks. I can't say I wasn't expecting it, being left out of the last 2 of the 3 of the previous votes. And I know Chad was throwing my name out there. I know Rob didn't necessarily trust me, even though, You know, I lost his trust maybe our second vote in Kanane. But I'm honestly happy to meet all of these people. Like I told them out there before it started pouring, I wish you the worst. You're gonna have to work a hell of a lot harder now to earn my vote, but I'm glad I met y'all and I'm excited to see you after this.
Is there anyone in particular who you think really needs to do something special to earn your vote?
I mean, everyone except for Nina needs to do something special to earn my vote at this point. I mean, she was very emotional. I know she didn't want to vote me there at the end, but everyone else has been lackluster in my opinion. And again, it would have been optically easier for them to take me to the end, even though they don't know what I had up my sleeve. So,
Could you dive into that, what you had up your sleeve?
I mean, I told them on my way out I was the alternate this season. I found out 2.5, 3 weeks ago that I was coming out here. All of these people had 8 months at least to figure out how to prepare for this. And I think it showed in my challenge performances. I didn't necessarily get the time to practice some of the puzzles and some of the more endurance-based challenges, but I worked my ass off and I put my heart into it all. Additionally, I think I'm the only one left who finished with a bead. Before Nina went to Outcast, she put her bead in my bag and no one ever knew about that. I was waiting for the right time to play that and thankfully didn't have to. But I was on the ends with everyone until the very end, so I mean, they can think all they want that they had their hand on the steering wheel, but I was guiding everything as best as I could.
At this point, I know you talked about earning your jury vote, but who would you say is playing the best game in your opinion?
I definitely think that Nina's playing the best game. I think the obvious thing is she battled back into the game, right? But then people have always seen her and Rob as really close. They didn't realize that I was her number one. Rob is the expendable Rob, meat sack in front of us. Like, he's the big guy with the muscles and he wins the immunities, and he was supposed to keep us safe, but ultimately I could tell he didn't trust me. He only talked to me through Nina despite trying to work with me or trying to patch things up after tribals.
Meat sack, that's great.
Sorry.
That's so good. Do you have any questions, Parker? Well, let me ask this one real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. What do you take away from this experience, you think?
What I take away from this experience is a ton of things. I mean, I came out here in a very impulsive decision. 3 weeks to prepare is not a lot of time. I've never been camping in my life. I generally struggle with anxiety, so like the biggest thing for me that was a win was like as soon as I got out here, my brain was quiet, which is new for me. And again, I got to meet all of these amazing people, whether it be production or cast members. Like, I think it will change my life forever.
I had one. What would you say to people who maybe are considering this or on the fence about potentially applying?
Yeah, if you are considering applying to Reelfoot, get off your ass and do it. It's gonna be like the best thing that's ever happened to you. I know it's scary as shit, trust me. And that first night, you're gonna talk yourself out of it a lot. But you gotta stick it out. If you are someone who likes being in the woods, you like playing games, you like social strategy, it's definitely for you. If you want to see some snakes here and there and get poured on, you might be a sadist, but it's for you. So come out here, apply. It's such a fun time. Even though I'm a crier, don't take my tears as anything other than like, it's really emotional after 7 days of not consistently eating and sleeping.
Any final thoughts?
I'm just so happy my family supported me so I could do this. Love you guys.